Layoffs, legal fights, and lazy record keeping. You have likely heard a lot of these storylines related to DOGE, but we have a few angles no one is talking about that will really provide some much needed context for these headlines. I'm Jenna, and this is Smarter News. For clarity, here's 3 facts. Number 1, DOGE may appear like a cabinet level department, but it's not officially a cabinet level department. It replaced another group, the United States Digital Service, or USDS, that was created under President Obama. That existed under the executive office of the president. And President Obama once referred to this group as a startup. And perhaps we could use the same language for DOGE, a startup under the umbrella of the president. In fact, the executive order to create DOGE uses the same acronym, the USDS, United States DOGE Service. That's the official title. And this brings us to fact number 2. DOGE is not a cabinet level department and therefore does not have an official cabinet secretary. That would require Congress. And while some assume Elon Musk leads DOGE, officially, he does not. And that really matters for fact number 3. The president refers to Elon Musk as an advisor, and that's a position that does not need Congress.
Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval, and we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't. But he reports in, and it's something that he feels very strongly about, and I'm impressed because he's running, obviously, a big company. It has nothing to do with, there's a conflict that we won't let him get near it, but he does have a good natural instinct. He's got a team of very talented people. We're trying to shrink government, and he can probably shrink it as well as anybody else, if not better.
So Elon Musk may have created the name DOGE. He may talk about DOGE on his platform X, but he does not, much to the dismay of some, officially have the title of the DOGE father, though some online have given him that title. And here's where the press really matters, why good journalism matters. If we get lazy with our language, it can create a really different picture. We in the press often refer to Elon Musk as the head of DOGE or the leader of DOGE, but technically he does not have that title. And that discrepancy legally may really matter. Here's why. We have about 20 court challenges involving DOGE right now, and different judges have ruled in different ways, sometimes pausing layoffs and other times allowing some of these changes to continue. And the following legal and ethical questions continue to surface. Is Elon Musk advising or enforcing? Is he in the role of a White House advisor, or is he wielding power of a department head who would actually need congressional oversight? Is DOGE advising departments on what to do? You know, the executive order that created DOGE said each agency would have a small group of DOGE advisors. Are these small groups, in fact, advising these agencies, or are they enforcing changes? When you hear some arguing about a constitutional crisis, this is what is being debated about Musk and DOGE, whether these parties have overstepped their limited power and slid into a different role that would in fact require congressional approval. And here's where we have stumbled upon a rather big story that perhaps we all need to examine a little bit more. We know the president can choose department heads. That's how President George Washington, for example, picked Alexander Hamilton to lead the Treasury, a department created by Congress and signed into law by the president, but the president gets to choose the leader. We know Congress has the role of funding and oversight, providing money to departments and getting periodic updates on the latest and greatest of what's happening. But who has the authority to manage the departments, to dig into the nitty-gritty and make change? Who is really leading them and keeping them accountable on a regular basis? This is the question that this whole debate about DOGE is bringing up, with the discussion on cost-cutting measures and accounting and enforcement. Who is watching the day-to-day operations? What does the Constitution say about that? In a system of checks and balances, who gets to make these calls? Ironically, this past Tuesday, the president issued an executive action saying that, this is a quote, that all executive branch officials and employees are subject to his supervision. And already there's a debate about him issuing this executive action and assuming this power, and that's going to be ongoing. But this is one of the reasons we may see some of these current court challenges to DOGE and this administration wind up before the Supreme Court. You know, what does the Constitution truly say about any of this? By the way, there's all this talk about how fast the Trump administration is moving. But check out this little known fact. The White House referred to Elon Musk as a special government employee, or SGE. This means he works for the executive branch of the federal government, and like other SGEs, he does not need congressional approval. He does not even need to get paid. In theory, he could. By the way, a special government employee can receive compensation or not. It sort of just depends. But a special government employee can only legally work 130 days during a period of 365 consecutive days. So, for example, from January 20th, 2025 through January 20th, 2026, Musk could be limited to 130 days of actual official work. And this could help explain the speed of everything. Now, whether or not Musk simply is truly an advisor, an SGE, or something more, as we discussed, could be a key factor in a lot of these legal cases. Some little known facts that all make us a little bit smarter. I hope you found this helpful, and I'm curious your thoughts about all of this. In the meantime, we'll get back to the news. Thank you for your support of quick, concise, nonpartisan, smarter news. Have a great day.